On the dogs per minute count as Joey goes into his regular routine, just shoveling them in.
Well, that's the thing for Joey. He just wants to come out without stumbling at all, and he could very likely take his 6. I'm still reeling a little bit. Excuse my humble tone here, my gravitas, but George's intros were incredible this year.
They were, as always.
I had a 3-hour delay at LaGuardia recently, and I realized the air flight would be so much better if George would handle the boarding process, you know? Representing 17D.
That's why I call him the master of ceremony. Chestnut off to the lead. For a moment there, he held back just a bit. Now he's sitting at number 8. And we're coming to the end of the first minute. But look, he's got some competition.
Well, this is what I actually expected. A lot of these guys are tired of hearing Joey, particularly this guy. Patrick Deep Dish Bertoletti. He's eaten 275 jalapeno peppers in competition. His intestines are scary. They're more twisted than the final episode of Damages.
I was talking to Bertoletti early yesterday, and he said he stopped eating on Tuesday. He couldn't wait to go. We'll also give you the dogs per minute count. You'll see it come up from time to time. Bertoletti, record pace has got to be somewhere, well, early on, you got to be above 9.
Bertoletti and Chestnut on each other's pace right now.
Chestnut, there he goes, 9.1. That's the dog per minute count. And that's where he's got to be right now. Overall average, obviously, he's got to be like 6.8, 6.9 if he really wants to go for record here.
He's got the greatest dog per minute average in the game. Now there's Matt Stoney. I don't know if he's got a great future, but he's got a terrific present right now. And you know, his rise is mirroring that of Chestnut's. Last year he did 34. In Chestnut's first contest here, he did 32.
Chestnut comes back in front, but Stoney's right there with him. Of course, the real key comes when we get to about the halfway point, because traditionally that's where Chestnut really takes over. Look at Bertoletti, he's coming on strong.
And Janice now, he's going to want to pick up his pace if he's going to get in the mix here. Stoney and Janice, a little bit of a budding rivalry here. Janice told me the other day he didn't think that Stoney had earned the hype. And right now, Stoney on pace with Bertoletti and just 2 behind Joey.
Well, he's saying that, of course, because Stoney, Megaton, he's so young. And he's coming on, and he's getting a lot of attention. And if I'd been in this for years, I wouldn't like that either. Joey Chestnut, we're coming to the 7th minute, 24 dogs.
All right, Joey's pace is right on track. He's seeming to step it up a little bit in these first few minutes. He credits that to his athletic stamina. Yeah, that's right. Joey goes to the gym during training at least 4 days a week to work on his cardiovascular training. He says that is what helps his breathing and what sets himself apart from the other eaters. Let's see if that elliptical will get him through today.
Well, you know, it used to be that the champion eaters were huge guys, just enormous human beings. But Chestnut, like Kobayashi before him, more an example of what currently is happening. Guys who are in great shape, who work out. You look up and down that table, and that's mostly what you'll see.
Well, if you look at the young Matt Stoney, of course, he's very slight in frame. He's got that hair. He looks a little bit like Skrillex without the piercings. But Stoney is keeping pace. Bertoletti falling now. Janice and Bertoletti got to keep an eye on their buns. What happens is you have to eat both hot dog and bun. Any piece of hot dog you eat, you have to eat the corresponding portion of bun for it to count. Extant buns are a nightmare for an eater. They are like student loans for a 22-year-old post-grad, not what you want.
You know, I love this kid, Stoney. He has given Chestnut a run. That may be the kind of thing that pushes Chestnut to record numbers.
Well, then again, if you want to watch Stoney, see if he can do up around 50, then he'll be keeping pace with Joey's rise.
Look at crazy legs. That's not what I call a record pace there. It looks like he's just having a good dinner.
You look to the right, you see my man from Philadelphia there, Micah Collins, moving his hands very fast. I don't know if he's putting a lot of dogs down. He's like a DJ in Vegas touching the turntables. You know, everyone knows it's an iTunes mix. Let's not pretend.
Chestnut now at 36. Stoney just 4 behind him. Both Janice and Bertoletti, we expected them to do a little bit more at this point. They're keeping pace with one another.
We just got to look at Badlands Booker. biggest man on the stage, defies these young thin guys, and Badlands' belly is enormous. He's the Grandmaster Flash of corned beef hash.
And the conductor at train number 7 here.
That's right, there he is. And his belly is a dark, murky place like Greece Central Bank. It's where everything goes just to fall effortlessly downward.
You are on your game today, Rich.
You see to his left there with the red, you can just see that red bandana head back. The only Boeing executive on the panel today out of Seattle, Washington.
Chestnut, as we pass through the halfway point at 40. Stoney is 6 behind, as is Janet. Bertoletti is 7 back. But will this pace give him a record? Normally there's some slowdown at this point, but this is also the point that Joey Chestnut tends to start to, well, eat through the pain.
You know, what's interesting, I mentioned in 5 championship efforts, his total dogs eaten are 309. Now that's in an era when the contest went down to 10 minutes. He has an average dog per minute overall contest of 5.9. So things do slip a little bit. He is keeping up on top of that here as we approach the home stretch. He's actually at 7.5.
Well, if you look at the dogs per minute right now, they go for 10 minutes. So right now, if Chestnut can keep that pace, I mean, we're looking at a huge number, 75.
Well, it's kind of astonishing. I mean, Joey Chestnut has done 68, as we all know. That's the world record. Approaching 50 now with more than 2 minutes remaining.
And both Janice and Bertoletti are looking at a possible end with 60. 3.5 minutes to go. Chestnut at 47.
I think Bertoletti might have bitten his cheek there, which is not what you want. That's Adrian Morgan to Bertoletti's left out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Certainly a future great.
There you are, 50. Now we're going to look at a record. He has 3 minutes, 12 seconds to do it. It's going to be tight.
And there's notorious B.O.B. Bob Shout. Twice weekly Zumba class he enrolled in earlier this year, clearly paying off. He looks great.
Oldest guy in competition here at 45.
Middle-aged middle manager from Middle America earning a middle income, Bob Shouts. Crazy legs.
Yeah, he just keeps, I think he's just having a good, he's getting the free food.
Look, he missed last year and it really devastated him, and he's returned. It's been seamless, like Andy Richter back on the stage. He's very happy to be here.
And he is a showman. 53 now for Joey Chestnut. A little over 2.5 minutes to go.
You know, the more I think about this, I think Pat Bertoletti would like to have minute 7 back. I think it's there when he started to slow a little bit. He might have gotten Joey in his head.
You've heard Joey talk about, you know, that he eats through the pain. Something that I don't think either Janice or Bertoletti considered.
It's the first time I heard those two sort of face off a little bit in the pre-show. You know, Pat and Joey are besties away from the table. I think that relationship was strained at the Chicky and Peas cheesesteak eating contest in Doherty Park. In fact, Pat became the new cheesesteak eating champion by a margin of 3, besting Mike Muskie Muscarella's cheesesteak title from 1990.
Stoney, the young rookie, is trying to keep with him. He's sitting now right in 4th, just a little bit behind him. If he could pick up his pace, he could join both Janice and Bertoletti. Chestnut, though, he's beginning to pull away, just as he says he does, just as he plans to do. He's still keeping a 6.8 dog per minute pace and sits at 57 with 1.5 minutes to go in the great